following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me, big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you guys today. We have John Pavaramo coming on. He was a guest back in 2017. And then we have singer and actor John Fior. He's actually did the hit song for the TV movie, for the movie The Heavenly Kid, which was a huge movie in the 80s. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So before we get started, let's say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Well, being Italian, joining all the other Italians in New York who are angry because they were left out, that's not nice. And the Greeks and the Jews and the French and the Spanish and the Swiss all left out. You know, New York is comprised of everybody. It's just not Islamic people. I mean, there are some areas that are Islamic, but by far the Europeans absolutely take over New York. So I think we should regard that New York is also Europe extension. It's the extension of everybody in Europe. So let's recognize it, folks, okay?
There you go. So anyway, you guys, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Last week's show with John Mack and Lou Martini Jr. did really, really well. Later on today in the show, we're going to play our episode 2 of Mothman Red Eyes Rising. We're over almost to 600,000 views. And so it's very cool with all of that. And Astro just left already. We got people joining us in the chat room. Hub Reynolds, what's up, Hub? How you doing? Cindy Lady Lake's in the chat room. Thank you, Cindy. Stefan is in the chat room from Medica Tour, who told me to tell you that we're revamping Jimmy Star's World, so please check it out, jimmystarsworld.com. You can also go and get all my books there. There's links for all the books on jimmystarsworld.com, and Mothman Red Eyes Rising is selling really, really well because of the TV Vertical series. So check it out, and also just check out the new and improved jimmystarsworld.com. That was a good ad. Okay.
Out of the way. Now we could go on. You know, it's funny, last week our show was about the Night of the Living Dead, the remake. And last night it was on television, and Jimmy and I watched the end of it. And God, it still holds up so many years later, and that the original really holds up. It is a masterpiece of horror. It's amazing how a film can live for so many years, over 60 years. And it's just as fresh and scary now as it was in 1961.
It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie, you guys. Mm-hmm. I used to know Bill Heinzman. Unfortunately, he passed away, but he's the featured zombie, you know, the one that everybody knows. He's got his own action figure and everything, and he's throughout the whole movie, but he's really big at the beginning of the movie when they're in the cemetery. And it's just a great movie. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I don't think it's fun at all. I think it's scary. Scary as all hell.
I don't think it's scary, but
no, I mean it's listen. I repeat. Back in 1960, we had a thing called censorship. Psycho broke that censorship. When Hitchcock had Janet Leigh getting stabbed in the shower, that was the end of censorship. Because before then, you could never, ever show anyone being stabbed if anyone was shot, you never saw blood. It was against the code because they thought it was just indecent and not necessary. So along comes these fellas and they decide to show people eating people.
Eating flesh.
We have never in the history of film seen people eating people. It was not allowed. It was called barbaric. It was called just savage. And it was too gross and too gruesome for the audience to see. So when I saw this movie, I saw something I had never seen in my life. And I saw plenty of movies. So that's what made it so shocking.
It was 1961.
61 or 62. And I
I wasn't even born.
saw it last night, and it was not shocking anymore because I've seen, penises blown off, vaginas with dynamite up there, blowing vaginas off. I've seen all kinds of garbage. So it's not shocking anymore, but it's still eerie and gory. And those are the two things the film captured that will last forever. That's what makes it a classic. It's eerie as all hell. Very, very.
Hub wrote 61. That's a good year. That must have been when he was born.
Oh.
Hub Reynolds.
Oh,
I love it.
could you imagine people born in 1961? I was 21 years old.
I wasn't even a thought yet.
I know that. I was out in the world already making a career. I was in movies and doing things, and you weren't even born yet.
I wasn't even born yet.
So could you imagine if I walked by and saw you in a baby carriage? I would have looked in and said, "Oh, what an ugly baby! Whose baby is
Actually, I was a beautiful baby.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Beautiful blonde
I was a
baby.
beautiful blonde baby.
I would have walked by and said, "Oh, look at that beautiful baby. Someday somebody's going to be so lucky."
Hub says he'll be 65 September 24th.
Huh?
This is Hub's birthday year, and he'll be 65 in
Oh, young.
September.
65.
You're young too, Hub. You're still a baby, even though you're older than me.
I wish I was 65. I really do. I have a lot more to do. I don't have time ahead of me. What if I got 5 years if I'm lucky? Then I fall apart. 90 years old? What am I going to do at 90
You'll
years?
be fine.
Am I going to be on this stupid show at 90 years old?
Probably.
What a sin.
Which, you guys, I want to brag for us again. 5 weeks in a row, we are the #1 film interview podcast in the United States on Apple Podcasts. I don't know how many of them there are, but I believe there's close to 1 million of them. And so we're #1 for film podcasts. We're ahead of even the really big people. So
It just goes to show filthy, dirty shit sells.
yeah, but even the shows that aren't filthy dirty are doing good. So we're doing good all the way around.
Well, people tune into the good shows waiting for it to get filthy.
I think that we've had having some different kinds of guests lately. I think that's helping, but really 5 weeks in a row is really good, you guys. And I think that we appreciate everybody tuning in and watching.
What's good about our show is we're not rehearsed and we're unfiltered. So we can do what we want and say what we want, and it goes crazy. We say stupid shit and we say intelligent stuff. Our show appeals to everybody. There's a little bit of something for everybody in our show. Gossip and telling the truth about movie stars,
and music and
music.
Comedy and
this
movies.
is all important stuff that we, the audience. I'm an audience also. Don't forget, we all are. Even Jimmy's an audience
Absolutely.
to something or someone. But
Everybody really liked John Mack a lot, though, and we had just met her, so it was fun
she's
for
so
us too.
beautiful.
And
She's like a Grace Kelly with black hair.
and
Very beautiful.
And Lou Martini Jr. is just always a lot of fun. So, and today's going to be fun, you guys. We have comedian John Pavaramo coming on, like I said, and he's been on the show before. And then we have John Fior coming on, and I think it's going to be fabulous. And in the chat room, they're saying John Mack is gorgeous, and yes, she is
Beautiful.
gorgeous. And so everything is good, and we
You
want
have
to
to
thank
see her
everybody.
in person. In person, those cheekbones and those cuts in her face stand out. And she's so feminine, the way she moves her hand. I just love her. She's my favorite new friend.
And for those of you who like older movies, because we also watched What's the movie that we watched?
What are you, brain dead?
Yeah, no, the with Frank Sinatra and the queen, the princess,
Oh,
Grace Kelly,
right, Grace Kelly.
and not Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire. No, Bing
Bing
Crosby. Bing
Crosby.
Crosby. You guys, Bing Crosby sings the song "True Love." It's such a great song. I love it to death. And the
And
name of the movie is I don't know. Remember?
I know the name. You just threw me off. Now.
Hang on.
No, I know the name. I've seen that film 1,000 times. I
I'll look
love
it up.
that film. It's such an elegant film. It's called The Connecticut Story. That was the one with Captain Hepburn and Cary Grant. This is the remake with Grace Kelly.
Yes.
Could you believe this? I really don't believe this.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I know that film so
So
well.
the film is called High Society.
High
High Society, you guys. It has Grace Kelly. It was written. The music was written by Cole Porter. It has Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, and Frank Sinatra, and it was a great movie. We've seen it before, but it was on again the other night, so we watched it
I
again.
watch it every time it's on because Grace Kelly is such a joy to watch. You know, she's the end of the beautiful woman era, the era of the graceful, feminine, sophisticated, elegant woman that all men were afraid of. You know, they preferred a trashy broad. Marilyn Monroe was everybody's favorite because men felt they could make her, that Marilyn was easy. You know, was Marilyn easy according to Jane Russell? Yeah. Marilyn slept with everybody, but she didn't care. She had no sense of decency. Marilyn Monroe was not, you know, she was like an old drug addict, drunken whore. And the world made her into a goddess. So that goes to show you what PR can do.
Absolutely.
Nobody would want to bring her, anyway, an Italian family would not want her brought home by their son. They would have looked at her and said, get her out of here. But Grace Kelly, of course, was the ultimate woman, elegant, sophisticated, and don't touch.
And Bing Crosby has a great voice, you guys. It's different than
Wonderful,
everybody
wonderful
else. His
voice.
voice doesn't
I
sound
have
like
such
any
an
of the other
itchy
singers
nose.
of the day. And you got to listen to the song "True Love." It's a great song, and "True Love" was the name of the boat in the movie, and it was just very romantic.
Jimmy's a romantic, except when it comes to me.
That's not true.
You're not romantic. You never built a boat for us.
Well, I didn't build a boat because I don't have enough money to build one.
Pity.
Yeah. But I made you a Funko Pop.
You did. I'm choking to death. My nose is burning. Folks, it's the desert.
You guys, it's like 114 or something today. It's so
I went-
freaking hot.
I
You want to
went
die.
outside to check on my lemon tree. And
It's a baby lemon tree.
baby lemon tree because I'm nursing it. And I got hit with the flowers and the sand. And I should have known better than to go out before the show because I lose my voice and my nose itches. It's disgusting here.
So
In the summer, the winter, it's lovely.
beautiful in the winter, but it's a little bit hot. So you ready to bring on our first guest?
Absolutely.
All right, let's let him in.
Hey,
John, how you doing?
how are you, man? How you guys been?
We are so good. I want to tell you, so when Matt Chasen contacted me, I asked him, you know, who's he got that we could bring on the show, and he said you. And I thought you sounded familiar, but I was like, okay, I don't know who that is exactly. And then he sent me a message. John said he was on the show, and I was like, then I remembered you, and you didn't age at all. You don't even have a fucking gray hair, dude. I looked it up. So you were on October 18th in 2017, and it was a really good show. We had Mary Wilson from the Supremes,
Yeah.
you and Ricky Rebel on the show, and the show got like 7 million plays or something, and it was a
Yeah.
really good show. And so welcome back. We're happy to have you. Let me do a real intro,
Thank you.
though.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, national touring comedian, cartoonist, writer, actor, and host of Dystopia Tonight. And he's coming back again. John Pavaramo, hello, and welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
We
You have to be kidding. that you
Who-
came back. You came back again. Are you out of your fucking mind? or what?
I know. I couldn't believe I'm
You-
doing.
are you the guy that does all the
I miss you
Wait.
guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, wait, are you the guy that does all the beautiful artwork?
No.
I do draw though.
No, we had. I thought you were somebody else.
That's
no, this
fair.
one's a comedian. This one's a comedian.
Oh,
And
a comedian. There's no such thing anymore. We're not allowed.
I love it. So
Yeah,
first of all,
how are you a comedian? What do you find funny? That you're not held up called a racist or called something else.
It's really easy for me. I'm just not a racist. I find it really easy to not be.
No. I did
Um,
stand up for 35 years, so I know I know comedy.
Good.
My act today would be so not in vogue
Yeah.
because I had fun with the audience. For example, some woman was mocking me when I was doing it in drag, comedy drag. And I went down into the audience and I looked at her and I said, I used to be a blonde like you. And my hair looked just like yours, burnt and frizzy. And then I got back on the stage and the audience loved it and they laughed. If I did that today, there'd be a lawsuit. And so how do you tell me, how are you a comic?
I started doing stand up I've been doing stand up since I think since I was 20 years old. I'm 41.
you haven't
and
aged at all, for real.
thank you. I appreciate that. It's been interesting. I think there's either like a painting of me in an attic somewhere just decaying, or because I think I just made some deal unbeknownst to me where like my insides are not doing great, but my outsides are kind of okay. So
I love it. Like, what's that movie where the guy's painting, like he stays young as long as nothing happens to the
Dorian
painting?
Gray.
Yeah, you're like Dorian Gray.
that's what I'm saying. Dorian Gray. Exactly. There's a painting
picture.
of me. Yeah, exactly. There's a picture of me somewhere just fucking decrepit. Can I curse on here?
Yes, you can.
Fantastic.
Which, by the way, the chat room is saying you have a great radio voice. They love
I
it.
find cursing.
Oh, thank you.
I find cursing very disconcerting. I don't understand why the fuck people do, but they do.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking agree with you more, sir.
Hey, John,
yeah, no.
can you
Yes.
answer my question? I'm going to smack you around. Now,
Sorry.
what question? The question is,
Mhm.
tell me how you're funny today. It's impossible.
It's funny today. I don't
Possible
think it's
to be
I
funny.
I really, you know what? Here's the thing. I think for the most part when people only read the comments online, I think comedy seems probably harder than it actually is. I go to blue states, red states, I travel all over the country. People who want to see comedy and want to laugh,
Yes,
they have a great time. They go to the clubs. They know what to expect. I don't think people are as fragile as the internet makes them appear. I think a lot of that is just what you guys were talking about before with Marilyn Monroe, where people's PR teams, comedians in particular, especially some of the really popular, bigger comedians today, they kind of latched on, and it's lazy, but they really latched on to cancel culture and to offense and all that other stuff to kind of build up their performers. Because think about it this way. When was the last time in the last 15, 20 years that you saw any comedian being praised for a joke or for their last special? Anytime a comedian is in the news, it's because of something controversial they've said. Never a joke.
That shouldn't be. You should be.
No, but that's PR. That's Hollywood. That is, they have figured out a way to market, their entertainers that way. So
It's kind of that way with everybody now, anyway.
No, but you're supposed to be only in the press about your talent.
Absolutely,
Not
but
about, not about
yeah.
what you're doing on stage.
I think so.
Well, I had a lot of trouble because club owners would say to me, "Ron, tonight, lighten up a little bit. You get too wild," and I do.
Yeah, and
Because
club owners, that's the other thing too. You know this because we've had to deal with that kind of shit before. Club owners need to keep their fucking mouths shut. Like club owners need to run. Here's what I love about, I've been doing this for a long time, so I don't particularly care whether or not they hear this. Um, but club owners should stick to selling drinks and shitty food and just run the club and let the comedians handle what happens on stage. When club owners want to be comics and think they know what's funny and what isn't, that's when things get pretty shitty and pretty bad. Because you know what I mean? Like, think about it this way. How long has the reputation of a building survived based on us, based on how well we do outside of it? Like, there's legendary comedy clubs and they're great rooms, but they didn't make, the Comedy Store didn't make Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was always going to be Richard Pryor, whether he performed in a fucking laundromat or whatever. But these clubs feed off of our talent and who we are. And so then they wind up, they'll get, how many comedians pass through a comedy club, right?
Careful not to insult. One East Side club that I worked in often was the Townhouse, a very elegant gentleman's club. And the audience was not being nice. And a bunch of guys all dressed up in suits, acting very, very annoying.
Right.
So I had to get them. And I said, fellas, I remember you, 7th floor Macy's bathroom. I remember all of you had wet knees from being on your knees, sliding under the stall, and here you are tonight.
Sure.
And the owner had a stroke.
I get it.
He said, Ron, they were in Bloomingdale's, and they thought that you saw them for real, and you're outing them.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What can I tell you? If the shoe fits, fuck
Yeah.
them. But
exactly.
you have to be careful that because people will take things personally.
Right.
If you say to the audience, oh, I saw this redheaded bitch outside in the parking lot sucking a dick. Every woman in there with red hair thinks, oh my God,
he saw me.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So you have to be careful of your audience. How do you do that today, my friend, with everybody so high strung and so offended?
That's the thing. I don't think comedy club. I think comedy club audiences are much more savvy. I think I agree. I think the offense takes place on the internet. So if I'm at a comedy club, and this happened to me recently, I'd posted a video clip of a joke I had done at a club, and you can hear the laughter in the audience. The joke gets a great response. It's a lot of fun. I posted it on Instagram, and it got a good response there. And then there was just a couple comments there where people misinterpreted what was said, that it was a joke in general anyway, and they took issue with it. And if I had a really good PR team, I could have blown that up. Yes. Which is what I think a lot of these guys tend to do, because that's how you wind up on this for clickbait purposes. You know what I mean? I don't, and you don't, and the thing about the internet too is you don't know if those things are bots, if they're whatever. And people are also just kind of fucking stupid, but comedy club audiences are great. 9 times out of 10, they're, people who are looking for a little bit of relief for about an hour or whatever it is. And they're paying money. It's not cheap to go out. It's not cheap to go to a comedy club to get 2 drink minimums and food and, whatever. So I think they mostly know what they're walking into. I think a lot of that stuff was.
I found that Jewish neighborhoods, best audience. The Jews love comedy and dirty. They don't care.
Yeah.
Italian neighborhoods, they love it also. You go now to Connecticut, where they're very waspy. You could sit there jerking off and they don't even notice. I mean, seriously.
They don't offer to help. They don't ask you if you need a napkin.
To help. He said they don't offer to help.
No,
nothing.
Drinking.
Connecticut. Ugh.
They drink. And yet they laugh like this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely places where
Black people are the best. I love black people. especially when I do black jokes. I used to be able to do black jokes in those days. Not
Sure.
that I could never do those jokes today.
Wait, so I
Well,
want.
well, they're not getting reparations, so they got to take something back.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
because
funny.
you know, and they were not offensive or mean jokes. They were just jokes about black people and who they were and what they were doing at the time.
You also got to remember though, he hasn't done stand up for a long time, so he's
Well,
talking about.
I did stand up in the 1960s.
Oh, that's great. Wait, so who did you come up with?
My who?
Who did you come up with? Who were comedians, big comedians, when you were doing it?
John Rickles.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Are
I
you
loved his
kidding?
book.
We had the best. Joan Rivers.
Yeah, Ron.
You know who you might know? I opened for Pat Cooper.
Who?
Pat Cooper.
Yes, I never met Pat, but I ran into him in the kitchen.
Oh, I knew Pat well. Pat was great.
Yeah, Pat Cooper in the kitchen in Vegas. I ran into him, but it was very different back in the 60s.
Sure.
The audiences didn't know too much.
Yeah, the
The
60s and
audience
70s.
was very smart. You can't fool them anymore.
Right. Yeah, the 60s, 70s, and 80s, I definitely, it's like a cherished, 3 decades there where I've read every book I could get my hands on about comedy and stand-ups and those guys. Richard Lewis, getting
Yeah, Richard Lewis is
Those
great.
are all names.
We
I
almost
know.
had him on the show, and then he passed.
he was very I become friends with him like 3 years before he passed because he I did some show and somebody had commented on that I look like a cross between with my hair when my hair's whatever
You have
a cross
great
between
hair.
thank you, between like Barry Gibb and Richard Lewis. And so I tweeted at Richard Lewis and I just wrote, "Papa, can you hear me?" with like singing quotations. And we became friends after that. And he was a great guy and he loved, a couple
Wait,
lines.
take your hat off for a second and just put it back.
It's real. I know it's real.
But
It's
you
real
gotta
messy,
rock the
but
hair. Like,
yeah, it's
Years ago, you could do a gay joke and people would be shocked and, oh my God, it was funny. Today,
yeah.
There's no such thing as a gay joke anymore because the audience is half gay.
Lindsey Graham.
yeah.
And the audience.
That was a pretty good gay joke.
No, don't do that one.
I'm sorry.
They know too much about what they do.
Nothing. So in the meanwhile, so you look at all the hair you have. So when you were on the show before, you had hair and I had hair. Now mine's all white and gray and falling out, and yours is still there. It's
You
fabulous.
look good.
I have a
Thank
story.
you.
I was working in a nightclub in New Jersey, and
Ooh.
I was in drag, and
Right.
I walked too close to the speaker with my mic, and it went wing. So I looked at some guy. I said, "See, my pussy squeals when it sees you." What am I? The audience, some half that laughed, the other half was shocked.
That's fantastic,
I said,
though.
Pussy.
Well, that's cool, man. I mean, you're part of that generation of comics. Again, like you said, you came up in the 60s. I kind of, I kind of idolized that time period because it was such a, everything was fresh. Everything was kind of, people were just, it was also the era where stand-ups were kind of becoming their own. You know what I mean? Like it was a
Starting to
different,
be free.
yeah.
We were starting to be free, so we could do more and say more, and it was shocking. And
Did you
know,
find it difficult to do any of it in drag at the time? Was there, because there was a lot of stuff going on? Were you having trouble with club owners or at any point in time like that for doing it in drag?
No. I'm Italian, and I knew everybody in Brooklyn. So
I'm from Brooklyn too.
I got.
We're in
paid.
Brooklyn.
Are you from Brooklyn?
Yeah, 40th Street, Borough Park, Fort Hamilton Parkway.
Well, I'm from Red Hook, and I got paid.
The nicer area.
Not back then. I don't think.
No, not back then. Not back now. No.
All mafia. No
Yeah.
such thing as mafia, but all gangsters.
Yeah.
So, but no, I used to tell the club owners I get paid before. I don't go on until I get paid because I know a lot of performers went on and they never got paid. And the wise
Right.
guy said, "Get the fuck out of here. You wanted to get paid, you stink," and threw him out.
Right.
So I got paid before.
So I have a
And I
question.
had names to drop. So if anybody ever got tough with me,
Ooh.
I simply said, I could call a friend of mine and I'd give the name. And they'd say, oh, you know him? I say, you think I'm full of shit? Call,
Drop them.
call him and see if he knows me. And they would back off. But yeah, a lot of club owners were bad. Very
Gotcha.
So I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
go
they-
back to the comedy thing a little bit because you
Sure.
like tour all over the place. So do you have like a booking agent or like how do you actually, or do you book yourself? Like how do you actually get booked to play in clubs all over the place? Because I always wondered that with comedians because not everybody's got agents and managers.
Sure, that's totally true. Most comedians book themselves. I do a little bit of both. So I've got a booking agent that books me at different places and stuff. And for the most part, over the years, I just built up relationships with these clubs. So you keep them in a cycle, you know what I mean? So every year you wind up going back to the same spots. I'm always looking for different venues to branch out to, though. I very much like to travel and I like to go to, like, I just did Cape Cod this year for the first time. I've done Boston for most of my career.
I've never been to Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, you would love it. I love Boston's beautiful.
Boston also.
Where do you actually live? Like where do you live now?
I live in New Jersey. I live in LBI. I live in New Jersey. So Long
okay.
Beach Island. I grew up in New Jersey primarily. Born in Brooklyn,
Did you
grew
ever
up in
play-
New.
Did you ever play Cherry Hill? Or is that
Yeah.
after your oh, you did?
No.
It's still around?
It's
Because
not.
I-
It's gone. That guy got caught embezzling a
because I
shit ton of
used to
money.
play Cherry
Oh
Hill.
shit! He got guy got caught embezzling a ton of money and it's closed down.
Yeah,
But you played there?
I did. Yeah, when it was one of the
played-
first clubs I
played
started in.
Cherry Hill many, many, many times. That was one of my repeat places.
Yeah, it's a great.
In Miami, there were a lot of clubs.
Yeah,
That
there's
was-
some clubs in Florida that I still play. Snappers, I
they're all
think is there,
different.
but
They're all
nothing.
different from when
Yeah.
I played.
Yeah, I just did a club in Cape Cod, a very, very sweet, nice gig. I
Back
stayed
room, did
at
you ever play the back room?
first of all, that's a personal question. I just but no, I never played there. Where is that?
It's gone. Those clubs are all gone. The
Oh,
finale,
okay.
the back room. What other clubs were down there? There was one with a guy's name.
know what
Martha Ray's Club.
I've heard of that. Yeah, no, I think that's gone though too.
I played Martha Ray's Club.
So I have another question. I have a
Shoot.
question just in general. Like, so I like a lot of comedians, and when we talk about dystopia tonight, you've had some of the ones I really like on your show, which it's probably easier for you to get them because you know them. But
Mhm.
my favorite comedian, though, and I just want to know what you think. We went to a movie premiere for a movie, and he's one of the stars of this movies, and then he became a comedian afterwards. But what do you think of Matt Rife? Because I think Matt Rife's the funniest, offensive dude on the planet, and he doesn't get canceled. And he sells out in like 5 minutes. He sells a whole room in like 5 minutes.
That's another great example. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. He's a good comic. But that's another really good example of a guy who, that their marketing team kind of capitalized, and rightfully so, because that's what the public was interested in at the time. They weren't interested in whether or not you were particularly funny. They were interested in coming to see you if you were in the news and you were being on the verge of being canceled, and then not being canceled had a lot of cachet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Do you
So
think
like,
he's funny? Do you think he's funny?
I think he's very funny. Yeah, I think he's very
Yeah.
quick. I think
I
he's
watch him
I have,
on TikTok, and he puts these little clips up, and he talks to the people in the audience, so it's not like pre-planned, and he says the funniest shit ever, and I don't think a lot of people could do it, and he's a pretty good actor too.
I can do it.
He was in this movie called The Elevator with what's our friend who's the model, Eugenia Kuzmina. And I think Eric Roberts or something. And so that's
Right.
where we met him, was at the premiere. And
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was a comedian. And then like 6 months later, he was like everywhere. And then after that, like I have people and they're like complaining, like, do you know Matt Rife? We can't get tickets. And all
well,
this-
that's the
You know what's
That's-
sad about you today and the rest of you comedians is the supper club is gone.
yes, I agree.
I worked nightclubs. People came in gowns with mink stoles. Men were dressed up. All the mafia, there's no such thing as the mafia. All the gangsters were sitting in the front. The Greeks, we used to call them Greeks because they used to want to bang the drag queens. I
Sure.
used to get invitations after the show. We're in Jersey. We're having a big party in Jersey. we'd like you to come. No,
Mhm.
no, I never went because I knew what those parties were all about.
Right,
So
right,
it was a very magical time because it was glamorous and
right.
everybody was glamorous and the supper clubs were glamorous and the food was shit, of course, but people ate it anyway because it was a club.
Yeah,
Today you have to work arenas.
you
Uh,
do. If you're lucky enough. I mean, I wouldn't even say have to. I mean, I think that's just the trajectory of most of those guys who are willing to or have the money to invest in their, careers. I mean, look at Tom Segura and his wife, Christina P or whatever. I mean, they just, I guess, I mean, I don't know if been in People, it's been everywhere. They just got divorced. And that's a testament to their fucking marketing team and their PR team, because who gives a fuck? One, but two, like, they are comedic. Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, have you ever in your life, do you remember from the 60s, 70s, had it where a comedian and his wife split up and made it into the news? But they are so, they're great comics, but they're so good at marketing, and they pay a lot of money for PR to get them in one of the things I saw was like, and I'm talking about it. One of the things I saw recently was like a hint that Tom Segura gave his podcasting audience that he and his wife were separating. And it was like one episode where he didn't wear his wedding ring. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like a hint or any but they pay for great PR. And so People Magazine will pick it up if you pay the money for it. In the
It's a
meantime,
lot of money to get in People Magazine, though, like for shit like that. I guess maybe not if you have an in or something, but
it absolutely is. But I mean, if they've
after the
got
game,
I mean, I don't know what the uh, look. There's how many people did we know collectively, talented individuals and people who are putting out
Ton.
great content who just don't make it into like the press I've gotten. I'm proud of, because I didn't pay for it. So anytime you Google me and I'm in TMZ or any of that kind of shit or whatever it is, it was because the content was too good to ignore.
There you
But
go.
but
Which,
for the
let me brag for that, you guys. So he's appeared on shows on FXX, Sirius XM, NBC, Fox, CNN. He's been featured in the New York Times, the LA Times, TMZ, which is a big one. Actually, TMZ is bigger than everything, and
Yeah.
the Hollywood Reporter. So like you're already hitting all the major spots, and
Yeah.
the fact that you're still doing it and you're still booking is good.
but
Yeah.
in my day, we didn't have any of this shit. All we had was Page Six.
I
And
know
I'm
Page.
happy and proud to say that Ron Russell was on Page Six.
Beautiful. And see, I envy that because I wish there was just one. I can't.
I don't think it exists anymore.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great if there was just one, and that way
One outlet.
Does
Page Six still exists.
It still
I think.
exists. And I have it. It turned yellow. I didn't know what to do to preserve it, but
Yeah.
the whole clip turned. You can barely read it now. It's so yellow, orange. But
Right.
it read about Ron Russell was not only what is it? Beautiful, and did Jane Russell great something or another, because I impersonated Jane Russell,
Beautiful.
who was my best friend. And I was so thrilled to be on Page Six.
I'd like to. Be
Yeah,
on
that's-
Six.
I
It's a big deal.
contacted the gal that wrote about me, and she was a black girl, so pretty, beautiful black girl.
See,
And
we're not gonna have. I mean, I have clippings of stuff now too, but when I think about it, like my generation and the generation coming up, we're not gonna have anything tangible to hold on to. Like it's all like
Everything's
if they,
digital.
everything. Think
All
about it.
digital.
If Netflix
We
goes
had
away,
newspaper, net rots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
newspaper rots. But
You know,
nowadays they don't have everything is just online, so you don't ever get any of that. There's only
uh,
a handful of magazines left in the first place. Real magazines.
exactly, yeah.
A few old drag queens that are left were putting on a review, and this was years ago, and they said to me, Ron, would you come into the review? I said, no, I don't do that anymore, because now in drag, I don't look like Jane Russell. I look like her grandmother. So, and my tits have fallen some, so make a joke.
I get it.
But so I didn't do it, but so many times I'm tempted. but I wonder what the audience would think of my material.
You
I
should
think
go
they-
back out, man. Just
I
for the
think
hell of
they-
it.
No, I think. Listen, here's one joke I used to do. I admit my breasts have sagged. This morning I was shaving my ankle and I cut my nipple. I mean, that people used to laugh at that.
Yeah, no, I that's a good joke.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't.
I don't think nowadays people would get it as much.
I don't
First
think
of all,
they would-
nowadays
they-
people don't even know who Jane Russell is. So
That is very true.
that is the
that
true
is-
part.
You guys
So-
gotta when you edit this, you gotta put a photo up of her and then you in drag. That way people understand.
Oh no, we put pictures of Ron up in drag all the time.
No, I
Oh,
am
good.
not. I don't live in the past. I enjoyed it. I loved walking around Manhattan and seeing posters on lampposts with my picture on it, advertising my show, because I'm a New Yorker, and
Yeah.
to me that was a great homage.
So wait, I want to go.
to see myself.
So
all over
before
New
we
York.
talk about your show, which I want to make sure we talk about your show,
Thank you.
who were your biggest comedy influencers? Like, I mean, you became a comic. Like, who made you want to become a comic?
Oh, for sure. When I was, what's kind of funny when I was talking to my girlfriend recently about this because I was like, so Robin Williams was for sure my gateway into stand-up comedy in general because when I was a kid, he had done the voice of the bat in Fern Gully, and then he had done the voice of the genie in Aladdin. And so when you're a kid watching that kind of stuff, and then he was on Mork and Mindy, and I used to watch reruns of that.
The
And
World
then-
According to Garp was a great movie. The World According to Garp.
World According to Garp. But all the things he was, but all the things he was like funny in. And then I saw him on some in his stand-up special on TV, and I was so thrown by it because I saw him in the with the rainbow suspenders, the classic 70s. I think it came out in 77. Reality, What a Concept. And he was at the Roxy. And that was my first introduction to stand-up because I was like, oh my God, I know this guy's voice. And I'm like, oh, this is the guy who does all that funny shit. And he's on Mork and Mindy. And then from there, I started to realize that all the people I liked, Buddy Hackett was the seagull in Little Mermaid.
I knew Buddy.
All the funny guys were, all the characters I like were comedians, were stand-up comics. So Robin, to that extent, was the gateway into that, and I loved all that. And then after that, I loved all those guys. Paul Reiser, who I became friends with after doing the podcast. Stephen
Named
Wright,
on your show.
yeah, Stephen Wright. All those guys. Ellen DeGeneres, I loved for a very long time. Rosie O'Donnell was on TV for a while. Tim Allen, everybody that was
Oh, Tim
on
Allen's a
TV.
great one.
Yeah, everybody that was on TV when I was growing up was a comedian. Brett Butler, Tim Allen, Roseanne Barr, Ray Romano, Kevin James. All of them had great TV shows. So all
And
those
you know
guys.
a lot of them, right? You know actually a lot of those people.
That's the coolest thing to me. I think more than any, not more than anything. I would love money, but like
We would too.
anybody watching, no, but like to have gotten to a point in my career or just in the industry or whatever where the people that I had admired for so long have been on Dystopia Tonight, and I've gotten to work with them and hang out with them and then do some charity work with them with my MS benefit annually that I do. That's been really cool. That's been really, really great. And I got to know them and just to be able to text them if I, need anything or if they got something coming out, like we'll keep in touch.
I like that because
that to me blows my mind.
Going on with us, we get to meet a lot of cool
my
different
favorite
people.
comedian was Joan Rivers.
Oh, I just performed at the National Comedy Center at in Jamestown, New York, and they had just inducted all of her material into the I got to witness that, and that was very, very
Did
cool.
you know that in person she was not funny?
You mean like off the cuff?
Well, she was a very serious woman.
Yeah.
She was always deep in thought, very
Right.
hard. I don't know if she had a disability to listen to people, but she always seemed to be thinking. And the only time she was ever funny was when I was trapped with her and Debbie Reynolds in a limo. And I've never heard as many fucks in my life. I think
Wow,
the fucks had to be 150 fucks.
that's great.
Oh, the two of them together were going at it like you can't.
That's amazing.
I only wished I had a camera. This was a show. And when I got out of the limo, I told them, I said, we should do this on camera because I said, I think I might have peed myself. I'm not sure.
That's got to be a trip.
The two of them, they were talking about the club, and the club. Joan had just come out of the club where she worked. She didn't work. She brought her act there and invited friends, and she said jokes, and we had to write down the jokes we liked and the jokes we didn't like.
Like a test.
It was a comedy.
Sure.
Yeah.
In LA, I don't remember what it was, but it was a comedy club.
Right.
And, I got pulled into the limo by Debbie because we were talking about a benefit for Jane Russell's church.
Oh.
Anyway, those broads, oh, I love those broads. They were broads.
Yeah, they were. I mean, just the
there you go. You're back.
just there we go. Sorry about that. Just
You'll
the sentence
never have
alone.
a Debbie Reynolds or a Joan Rivers again. Never.
I know.
Never.
I know. That is a shame.
So I want to go forward to. So you have his show. You've done 300 episodes, so you've been around a while.
Yep, a
And
little over
it's called
300. Yeah.
Dystopia Tonight. You interview
Mhm.
actors, scientists, astronauts, musicians, comedians, basically a who's who of a lot of very cool people. I went and made a list, and you have so many of them, I couldn't write them all down, but I wrote some of them down because we've either know them or we've had them on, or I just like them a lot. So you had Colin Hay from Men at Work. That's a great one. We've never had him.
He's
Robin
great.
Wilson from the Jim Blossoms, great band. Richard Kind, which I have
Mhm.
a friend who interviewed him. They said he was like, could barely like talk. And I think they just did that so we wouldn't go and ask him to come on our show or something. Cause I listened to yours and he was great.
Oh, he's the best. I don't
he
even,
was
he's
great.
the nicest man in show business. Swear to God.
Ernie Hudson, which we've interviewed before. Mike Farrell, we've interviewed before. Lewis Black, my favorite comedian after, before Matt Rife came out. But Lewis Black's always been my favorite comedian. I just think he's fucking hilarious.
He is. He's the best.
Adrian Ho's been on our show. Paul Reiser, great guest. We've never met him, but I love all his stuff. Bronson
He's great.
Pinchot, Jay Leno, you had Ed Begley Jr. You had Robert Wool. We had him also. Tommy
He's
Chong, Will Wheaton, Stuart Copeland from The Police. How iconic is that? Bruce
Yeah.
Valanche, which our interview with Bruce Valanche, we got 20 million views.
Oh, nice. He's the
On
best.
it.
He's yeah.
Chris Titus, we had on around the same time we had you on back in the day. Stephen
Titus
Van
is great.
Zandt, I dressed him one time for something when I was a clothing designer.
Oh shit.
And Ed Asner. So and that's just a very small. You've interviewed 300 people. That's like 20 of them. So tell us, how did you decide to start the podcast? And I'm sure the podcast has opened up all kinds of doors for you.
It has, yeah, and I started doing it during I never wanted to do when I like being on them. I was before I started doing the podcast, I'm pretty sure I was on yours, and I just love being a guest, you know, especially when the hosts are great. But I wasn't touring during the pandemic, and I had a title of this show called Dystopia Tonight that I had written, you know, already kind of like trademarked and everything, and I wasn't able to do anything with it while we were in lockdown. So I was just getting frustrated, you know, every night, not going out, not performing. And I decided to turn Dystopia Tonight into a podcast. And I, you know, just because of how many comedians I had worked with and known over the years, that was kind of like an easy, you know, thing to get like Lewis Black and Robert Klein and those guys on. And then I was talking to my manager at the time, and I was like, I want to do like everybody. I'm like, can we get like 90s bands on that I love and like whomever? And you know, it was just one of those things because we were all home. Everybody was looking to kind of do something. So Dystopia Tonight kind of became an outlet for people to talk about how they're surviving through the dystopia, through the pandemic. And it just became very popular and a great place for people to hang out. I did it live every night, Monday through Thursday at 8:30, and that was what kept me sane.
God, that's a lot. Do you still do it every day?
No, I as soon as we opened back up, you know, like a couple years after or whatever, and I started touring again, I couldn't do it live every night.
That's a lot. That's a lot
yeah.
of work. I mean, just once a week for us is a fucking lot of
It's
work.
not-
With all the promotions and all the stuff you know that we
yeah,
do
but
for
the
it.
thing you have to try not to do is be the same. That's what we do. we're on the air. How many years?
18.
18 years.
Beautiful.
And I try not to do the same show twice.
Sure.
Sometimes I use a little material from the back shows, but you have to be careful not to fall into a pattern that the audience knows. Then they lose interest in you.
Sure.
The idea is to surprise them, keep it fresh.
Yeah.
And do things that the audience goes, oh wow.
So I watched little parts of several of your shows.
Mhm.
Just to kind of get an idea and feel. They're really, really good. And I don't. There's another show called Breaking Balls with Johnny P. That's got a bunch of the Sopranos guys on it and stuff. And that's a really good show. But there aren't, in my opinion, that many really good shows. But yours is actually really good. Or I
There's
wouldn't,
you.
or I wouldn't have even, or I wouldn't say anything. But yours is really
I
good.
mean, I've been invited on talk shows, and I wouldn't go because it's some jerk with a engineer hat sitting somewhere in the middle of America, and he doesn't know his ass from his elbow. And he's
Right,
got a podcast show, and he's going to ask me questions. What the fuck, are you out of your mind?
So
Never.
I have questions for you about being a host because it's
Sure.
different. So is it harder being the interviewer or is it harder being the one answering the questions, and which do you prefer?
Oh, that's a good question. I genuinely prefer I genuinely have come to like being the interviewer. I really, because I actually, the weirdest thing to me is I still approach it, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, so I'd love to hear your opinion, but I still approach it as a comedian who happens to have a podcast. So I'm very much just as interested in the conversation and the guest. And I treat it very much like they're just here to talk. Like I definitely make sure that when I get them on, I hit the points that they want to hit, if there's any in general.
See, we
Or
don't
what
do
they're
that. We don't
or what
do-
they're selling, just to make sure. But that's such a small portion of
I
it.
make
And
a
for me,
list. I make a list of just important. I don't have questions or anything. I just make a list of
Sure.
important talking points.
Exactly.
Ron doesn't even research the guest. Has no
Never.
idea who they are. If I wouldn't
Never.
have told him that you
Never.
were on 7 years
Because-
ago, he'd have no
because
idea.
That's what makes my interviews so interesting, is that I know as much as the audience.
Right.
Nothing.
Mhm.
And we discover you together. I and the audience discover you, and I like it that way.
Yeah.
We are not rehearsed. We are not.
And we don't edit anything. This is live. So
Yeah.
this is live right now. So if
Yeah.
there's fuck ups and shit, it just happens. If we lose the internet and you come back 10 minutes later, we keep it all.
Certain guests, not
Right.
you, not you, but certain guests we worry about because
Sure.
as actors they're brilliant, as people they're stupid as a fucking dead end.
Right. Of course. Yes.
So we
No,
give-
there's guests like
we
that.
give them the bullshit before they come on
Yeah.
the show.
And now we're going to name names.
No,
I'm
here's
just
what-
kidding.
Wait, here's what we tell. Here's what we tell them. You're in Brooklyn. You're in my kitchen. We're having coffee and Entenmann's crumb cake, and we're talking.
Yes.
Now it's a conversation show. They come on, and they ignore all of that we told them.
They have
and
a
all
list
they
of
do
bullet
is,
points.
I have, and I did, and my coming out, and I'm doing.
Because they only know how to give an interview one way. And
Nobody gives a shit about all that you're doing, and you have a little bit of that. People want to know
Right.
who you are. They
right.
want to hear you. They
Yes.
want the conversation to go back and forth.
Also, though,
Yeah.
you being a comedian, though, you're quick. Like Ron's very quick on the replies. You're very quick on the replies, like the little comments that you make, as we're like talking along, which most people can't do that. Actors
You're
definitely
born,
can't
you're
do
born
that.
with it.
Right.
Yeah, that's just something you've
Wait,
got
I
it
was
or you
gonna-
don't.
That's the next question I'm asking him. I was born funny.
Hmm.
Were you born funny?
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
My
I
mother, as a kid, she used to crack up for me.
yeah. I
I'm telling
think
you, I could be 8 years old and 9 years old, and things that came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
they still come out of my mouth. No.
Yeah.
Do you?
I-
do you?
Wait, did you have a filter when you were young?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I love.
I don't
you.
think you can
I
be.
love
I don't
you.
think you can be a comedian and have a filter because then you're not funny.
Right. Exactly. And my
You know-
thing was,
Do you know what your name means in Italian?
yeah, unfortunately, and I'm living up to it.
Povero uomo, poor man.
Poor man. Yep. Exactly.
What's your name? John Poor Man.
Well, I've got $3 in my wallet, so far so good.
So, do you have a favorite interview that you've done on Dystopia Tonight? Which, by the way, before you answer that, tell everybody, how do they find you? I know your website is johnpavaramo.net, and you guys can follow him on Instagram, John Pavaramo, and you can also follow the Instagram at Dystopia Tonight. But I believe there's a YouTube channel, because that's where I watched it, or is it better just to go to your website?
Yeah, if they could subscribe on the YouTube channel, that'd be phenomenal. But they could go to dystopiatonight.com to find all the episodes and information, and basically subscribe on Spotify and YouTube from there too. So
Got it. Okay.
and leave little reviews and shit. My favorite episodes, I love talking to comedians and actors and stuff like that too, but I think for me, my favorite episodes always wind up being, the musicians, the bands I get to talk to. I mean, I got to be very close with Glenn Phillips from Toad the Wet Sprocket. And
Great
he's been on the
band.
show. Yep, great band numerous times. And Robin from the Gin Blossom, stuff like that. So those are, because I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like I don't play music, and they have such a history and impact on my life and my youth and all the other stuff. So to get those guys on there and to mess around and have fun and then bring them back on and then go on tour with like that kind of stuff is really, really fun for me. Stephen Page from Bare Naked Ladies is another great guy, super funny. That's the other thing too, is, these guys are really funny and they're fast on their feet too. Most of these musicians are too. So it's just getting to play on a different level and a different plane.
Yeah,
They're
'cause you're
not.
not used to it. Like 2 weeks ago, we had Holly Johnson from Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love,
We had a blast. with
blast
it.
of the
Fantastic.
show.
So much
I
fun.
love
Yep.
that show.
Um,
Listen, how come you don't have tattoos, or do you have tattoos?
I don't have tattoos. My girlfriend's got a
Why is
tattoo.
that? Why is
I
that?
I
here's the
don't
thing.
either.
I'm
I
not
don't
opposed. I'm not opposed to them at all. I just never found anything cool and like that I wanted to be like, yes, this will make me happy no matter
For the
how
rest
I
of my
age.
life. For the rest
Yeah.
of my life.
Right.
Yeah. I don't find a lot of things like that, to be honest. So
I
there's
think that's
not a
hilarious.
No, I
Yeah.
always said, why put graffiti on the tower?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so we only have a couple minutes. Dream podcast guest. If you could get anybody, who would you like? Living or dead, even. Let's even say they're dead or alive. Who would you most want to interview?
Oh, living or dead. I mean, dead for sure. It would be Robin Williams. Would
Oh,
be
yeah,
great.
absolutely,
I would.
yeah.
I would be.
I
I
even
mean,
have
more
a
than.
Mork. I collect action figures, and I have the Mork action figure. So
Oh, that's so cool, man. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, no, he would be. That would be incredible. I do kind of like. I think about that, and then living. I would love to have Conan on. I'm a big
Oh,
fan
I
of
like
Conan O'Brien.
too. Conan O'Brien. I like Conan. He's a good one. Okay, favorite
Wait,
comedy
wait,
movie. What?
He wants to work with Conan O'Brien?
I'm asking him, who would he like to interview, living or dead? He
Oh,
said
interview.
Robin Williams for dead and
Oh.
Conan O'Brien for living. So, okay, do you have a favorite comedy movie?
I do. Favorite comedy movie. I love Blazing Saddles, man. I think that
we just
movie
watched it the other night. It's on like all the time on Turner Classic
The
Movies.
movie cracks me the fuck up.
Greatest movie ever.
It
so
is.
hilarious.
I love The Burbs. I think that's a great
Oh my
underrated.
god! So we had Courtney Gaines like 3 weeks ago from The Burbs.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And he was a great guest. You know, you have to like contact me because like I have a couple people you might actually like too.
Oh, sweet, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because we had
I-
David Zucker, who's a comedian. He did Airplane.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
his publicist contacts me all the time, asking me, "Do I have any other good shows? You know, we could put you
Oh,
on."
cool.
He was a great guest. We had a
Yeah.
blast. with him.
Yeah.
really
Yeah, The
I
Burbs is so
I
underrated.
interviewed
Oh, I
Tippi
love it.
Hedren, and I had a wonderful interview with Tippi Hedren that I
Mm.
tell everybody.
That's the Birds. He said the Burbs.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the bird.
Oh, and you know what else is great too? You ever What's Up, Doc? Another great, funny movie. Mad World.
I love Mad
So
Mad
we had
World.
the daughter of the guy who directed Mad World. Now I forgot her name. Lee.
Oh,
something. She's a friend of yours.
Oh my God, I know who you're
Can't think
talking
of her
about. I'm
name, but we
blanking
see
on
her
her
a
name.
lot. She's really nice though.
It's a great, yeah. She's
Yeah, she's
that's a great get.
Yeah, she was really fun, and it's a Mad World's a great movie. The Burbs was probably one of my all-time favorites. So like that one
Oh,
really
so
fits for me.
Me too. So good.
So when did you realize you could actually make a living, making strangers laugh and turn it into like a way to like survive?
Oh, I don't know who lied to you, but I'm barely surviving. No, I don't know who told you. No, I think, I mean, God, I think right out of high school, getting my first like paid gig. That's a big deal. When you're
Big deal.
yeah,
Especially
when you're
you're that
getting
young.
handed yeah, when you're getting handed cash to do a thing, and you're like, maybe I can keep doing. I know, and you know that's the thing too is when you're thinking about it too, and you get paid for that kind of shit. You know, you get like what, like $500 for the first time for an hour of work, and you're like, if I could just keep doing this.
That would be fantastic.
And then, but yeah, no, I know. It'd be nice to be a little bit more. You know,
Do you have a favorite comedy club that you perform in?
oddly enough, I will say, and I think just out of like, so there's a club in Virginia, which I know is just such a random, but it's called Kazi's Comedy Club in Newport News, Virginia, and they were the first club to headline me. And the owners is great. They've been there, I think, since the 80s. And my buddy and I go out there. She is a great comic. Her name is Joanne Filan, and we have a blast when we're there. We have a little audience. You know, it's an actual comedy club. It's a great little club, and it's so much fun. And I love that room. It's in the weirdest place.
I like little clubs better than the big clubs.
Yeah, it seats like 200. It's a good.
I played the Musicana Supper Club in Florida.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Supper Club, 350 people, big audience, and I think that was a supper club then. So we served dinner at 8, and I think the 11 o'clock show was drinks. It was hard work, very hard work, because you have 350 people to satisfy. So the tension was great.
And your wrists have got to be killing you. No, I'm just kidding. I said your wrists have just got to be killing you.
Giving everyone attention, your wrist.
Almost. But no, because you have to work the room, and the stage is big, so you have to go left stage, right stage, up stage, down stage, and you're constantly moving. And it's an intimate little club. You sit on a stool, and you talk to the people. I love that.
Yeah,
so you guys.
And you talk one-on-one.
So you guys, where's your next show? Do you have a one you want to plug, or no?
Do I? Yeah, I do actually. Hang on a second.
Wait a minute, John.
Yes.
Is the Musicana Supper Club still there?
No.
That went also, huh?
That's also gone. Yeah, I don't know what it's something else now in the same vein, but it's not. They're not doing they're not doing it to the extent that when you were there.
You could never book it, right?
No, I don't think. I don't think so. I know it from guys who have told me about it before and stuff. I just don't. I think I went over there just to see, the
big
history
house,
and like
big house.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think you can book it anymore though. That's a good. I'll ask another guy I know who works the area, but I don't think you can book it anymore.
I have no intention of working it anymore.
I'm gonna get you booked there. We're gonna do a thing together there.
You should book it.
I would love to. That would be fantastic.
365 people. It sits.
365. Wow, that's not bad. That's pretty good. I honestly, what am I doing? I know I'm headlining the Jersey Shore Performing Arts Center on the 11th and 12th of September. Yeah.
Is the Hayloft still there in Jersey?
Yes.
The Hayloft is still there?
That's still there. Yeah. They asked about you.
Northern Jersey.
Northern Jersey.
They asked about you.
It's up
You're very witty. I fucking love all those little quips.
Wait,
very
Thank you.
Is it near Tuxedo?
That I don't know. What is that?
Tuxedo, New York, which is above New Jersey.
No, I don't know that. I've never been to Tuxedo, New York.
I never heard of it. All right, so you guys, this is John Pavaramo. Follow him on Instagram at John Pavaramo. Follow his show, Dystopia Tonight, at Dystopia Tonight. His website is johnpavaramo.net. If you go to his website, it'll take you to his YouTube and all those other places anyway.
Please.
That's everything on it. But please support him. His show is really great. And we want to thank you for coming on. We also want to thank Matt Chasen for setting this whole thing up. So, Matt, thank you. Matt's a great guy.
And if you come to Palm Springs for work, let us know. We'll come see
I
you.
will. Absolutely. We got to get dinner together. That'd be a blast.
Absolutely.
You have to go to what is it called here? The Purple Room.
Purple Room.
Oh, I've heard of that before.
That's the club, the Purple Room.
Purple
got
room.
it.
Yeah.
It's a nice room. It's
Sweet.
about 100 people, 150. Just intimate enough, just lovely. It's a beautiful.
Love it.
very
So-
beautiful room.
So, John, thank you so much. We got to go. I got to play something real quick before our next guest comes
Yep.
on. So thank you so much. It was great seeing
Take
you.
care,
Let's
man.
Let's
Yeah.
not wait another 8 years.
Yeah, please. Good seeing you guys
Wasn't
again
it
too. Thanks for
18
having
No,
me.
it was 9 years. It was 9
You're
years.
kidding.
9 years.
And
Yeah.
that's
And I want to
great.
see what you look like in 9 years. You'll probably look
Yeah,
the
but
same.
I was going to say, he never said to me I look the same after 9 years.
He's 86 now. He's 86.
You do.
no,
You
no.
guys look great. Nothing's changed at all. So it was a blast being on here. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care,
Bye-bye.
John. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Before we bring on our next guest, we got to play the second episode of Mothman Red Eyes Rising. This is our digital AI series. We got over 500 and something thousand views of the first one, and this is the second one, which that's at about 150,000 views. So check it out, and then we'll be back with John Fior. Enjoy.
Too great.
Colonel, why 5,000 pounds of gold? And why are we transporting it like this? That's the whole point. Don't repeat this, Tom, but someone important fucked up big time. This is a direct order from the Secretary of the Treasury. What do you mean? Monday is the annual audit of the gold reserves at Fort Knox. So? So, they've discovered 5,000 pounds of Fort Knox gold has disappeared. How? When? Nobody knows, so we're rushing this gold to Fort Knox before it becomes a problem. That's why there will be no guards on this transfer. None? Just your two men. No one can ever know of this. It never happened. That's why some of this gold is real, and some of it is not. Well, you picked a hell of a night for it. How am I supposed to figure out where we are? I can't see shit in this mess. I think we are somewhere in West Virginia. There's a sign coming up. See if you can read it. Jesus Joe! Look out!
Morning, Dad. Is the coffee fresh?
Yeah, I just made it.
So, have you got any paying customers booked for this week?
Only a couple of gold goonies.
How can you tell?
Well, their luggage, which was sent ahead, consists of a couple of metal detectors and a bunch of climbing gear.
You'd think after 60 years of searching, the fools would have figured it out. There is no gold. It's just another dumb conspiracy.
So where are you off to?
I've got to fly to DC for a bunch of meetings with my bosses. I'll be back in a few days.
You want to ride to the airport?
No thanks, it's only a few days. I'm just gonna park at the airport.
You're leaving again?
Come on, Rusty, I told you about this the other day. I have to go into the office for a few days. Listen to Papa and do what he says, and I'll call you guys tonight.
No, Ben, the bridge is completely down. I know I was there, remember? I had to drive the long way around just to get to town. So, Jake, you actually saw the Mothman. I'll say, he brought the whole damn bridge down, right in front of me. Did you get that on camera? How the hell could I do that? I had no camera crew. I was just trying to stay alive. You had a cell phone, didn't you? Now I gotta be the cameraman too? Whatever it takes to get the story. I got the story. I am the story. I just didn't get the shot. I have you booked into the Point Pleasant Inn. The owner, Frank Voss, is an old friend of mine. What a strange coincidence. I'm supposed to look up a Dr. Elena Voss. Could there be some kind of connection? Smart S. Yes, Frank Voss is Elena's father and owner of the Point Pleasant Inn. So, Russ, where are you off to today?
I'm going to ride up along the river to the old mill road.
You be careful up there. With all the rain we've had recently, the ground is unstable.
I will be. And I've got my emergency phone with me.
I'm guessing that's Jake, Ben's reporter. Why don't you go out and greet our guest?
Okay. Hi, mister. My name is Rusty.
Hey, Rusty, you ready?
Welcome to the Point Pleasant Inn. Do you want me to carry your bag?
No, that's okay, Rusty.
You know, we had cool stuff happen around here last night.
Oh, yeah? What kind of stuff?
The Bay Bridge came crashing down.
I know, I was there. I saw the bridge come down right in front of me.
Cool. You saw it? Did you see my friend?
Who's your friend?
Mothman. He's my friend. He's usually around when something crazy happens.
Kid, you and I need to talk.
Yay, you guys. So that's episode 2, Mothman Red Eyes Rising. You can follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us on YouTube. It's a Mothman Red Eyes Rising thing, and there's also a TikTok for it and a Facebook page. So check it out, you guys. We're hoping to hit 1 million views by the next week. Anyway, let's bring on our next guest.
Hello.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Fantastic.
Good,
All right.
good.
Now that we can hear you. God, you have such white teeth. That's nice.
I just brushed them. I had like a smoothie that was like purple. So
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. His voice has been heard on thousands of commercials. He's a singer, songwriter, actor. John Fiore. Hello and welcome to the show.
well, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, guys. How are you guys?
Good. This is my cool, outrageous man about town, Ron Russell.
Hey, how
I
you
know.
doing?
Hey Ron, hi. How are you, buddy?
Good. Where are you from?
Originally from Staten Island.
Oh, Staten Island. Oh my
Staten
God.
Island, born and
Uh,
raised.
I went to Staten Island once.
I think everybody
No,
should go.
I have a lot of friends on Staten Island.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
I
from
was-
Red Hook.
Well, Brooklyn. But Staten Island, for us, was South Beach years ago. It was the country.
Exactly. South Beach, right? That's right. It was the
country.
beach.
Went there to swim. The old lady that had the house was the mother of a big gangster. I forgot the name. But
There,
anyway,
there were a bunch of gangsters there.
she had a house right on South Beach, and we used to go to the house. My mother, my father, me, my sister. And I remember we used to make hot dogs on the beach and swim. And it
Yeah.
was so rich for us because we came from the projects in Red Hook.
Right. I know. It
And
was a nice
South
beach.
South Beach was our country club.
So I have
Is it still there, South Beach?
Oh, I'm sure the ocean's still there. It's still a popular. I mean, I haven't been there. I left there. I moved to Manhattan probably when I was like 21, around there, and I lived there for about almost 30 years.
Because you
And then
lost your Staten Island accent.
Yeah, it's. I still have some family, cousins, and stuff like that. Third generation, fourth generation cousins, stuff like that.
So when you go back, do you get your accent back?
I have, unfortunately, I haven't been back, but through Facebook and social media, I've been in touch with like cousins and stuff like that, But I think I still have my accent, don't I?
No, you don't. I have mine, and I make sure I keep it because that's why they hire me. No, they
That's
hire me.
right. Both of you are actors. I know that.
I'm not really an actor anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible actor, but I'm big in social media, so people used to put me in things. But there's no money in it if you're like a no-name actor. So now I'm a producer because that's where the money is.
Trust me, I know it's so hard to get roles these days. And then,
You
we
have
can't
a
even get
good look, though. You should be in like all the mob shit. Like you have a good look for all the mob shit.
I
Yeah,
try.
but he's
Thank you.
not
That's
mobby enough. He's not. He's got to brush up on his mob.
I got to fresh up on my mouth. Guys, I
not
got to talk
mobbing
like
enough.
this. I got to talk like this, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Now you could do it. Now you
There
could
you
do
go.
it.
Also, what helps me is I can, ho bisogno di qualcosa per io foto semplicità sbucciare come tuo vito,
Ma tu parli
Renato.
italiano?
Sì, parli italiano, poco poco. No,
Da dove vieni? Di Napoli? Di Sicilia?
We're more Sicily, And my one grandmother was from Napoli, but everybody else
Napoli.
was from like Bade and all
Right.
that stuff. Small little towns. But I've been lucky enough to play a couple of guys like that. And the one thing that I'm involved in now is called Surviving the Cartel. It's on Amazon. We had season 1, season 2 supposed to come out. Who knows? We filmed it in Mexico, and it's a good role. I play Tomasco Bellucci from Sicily, and I speak it like
good,
this.
Good.
Yeah,
Excellent. Yeah.
That actually sounds good, though. That you sound good.
not the bad. It's
So,
Okay. When you have parents, they speak English with accent. See, I have northern talk.
yes.
I sound like Sophia Loren.
Ron
And
loves
you-
Sophia Loren. That was his first movie. He was in a movie with
Yeah.
Sophia Loren,
Lucky me.
Ah.
Tab Hunter, and like that's his thing. So Ron's a little bit older.
little bit. Jesus
He's
Christ.
86.
Oh,
And so
Ron,
he's
Ron,
still
you
working.
look, you look amazing. Both of you look
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
And he's still working a
Still
lot.
working.
And
Congratulations. That's
so it's
great.
it's a lot of fun.
There's no end to the biz.
Yeah.
If you can still do your job, you hire.
Right.
When you can no longer do your job,
I'm gonna-
then, you
I'm
say,
going to
"Oh,
put you on a list. So I have a list of all the people who come on the show because everybody comes to me looking for actors. Who do I know that they could like talk to and find out if they'd be interested before they have to do agents and all that other like bullshit. So I'll put you on my list.
Very sweet. Thank you, guys.
We're doing a TV series right now,
Uh-huh.
and it's called the LA Mob Story.
Wow.
And Ray Michaels is the producer, and he's casting.
Okay.
So why don't you contact Rayster and see what you can do? He's looking for
I'll
hoods.
introduce you.
He's looking for hoods.
Okay. Hey, listen, anything helps. I appreciate it.
No,
Thank you
it's
so
no,
much.
but this is a big shit thing. This is going to be a
Well, if
6-week
they get it going.
a 6-week TV series.
Okay.
A pilot.
Send me the info and then I'll try and contact them.
There's no info. Just go to.
I'll
Rayster
introduce you.
Michaels,
I can even introduce you on
Yeah.
Instagram.
because
Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, I want to go back. So first of all, you guys can follow John. He's on Instagram at JohnFiore55. It's FIORE 55. So I'm super happy to have you on the show. I'm going to tell you, so when I asked you to come on the show, I didn't look at your picture, and I actually thought you were John Fiore. There's two John Fiores.
Yes, there is. So did
The
you
other
want
guy's
the other
from The
one?
Sopranos. Well, I was asking him because I've had all the Sopranos people and I haven't had him yet. So when I sent you the thing, I actually thought you were him. And then you responded and I looked at it and I was like, oh, that doesn't look like the guy I was looking for. So then I researched you.
Yes.
And you are a phenomenal musician. Like I've been
Thank
listening to your music for 2 weeks now. Really, really good music.
Thank you.
And you did a movie, which I don't know, because I think somewhere I wrote Narco Sub down, but it looks like it's called The Shipment now. Like it changed.
Correct. Yes, it changed. Yes.
So
yes, it
Robert Lasardo is like a very good friend of mine. I talk to him like 2 or 3 times a week. He's a really, really good friend of mine, and he's in the film. And we were friends with Tom Sizemore. And I used to be a clothing designer in Florida, and Lee Majors was one of the first celebrities that ever wore my stuff.
Wow.
So like 3 of the people in the movie, we were like friends with. Robert, I'm really good friends with. I'm producing a movie for him right now.
Oh,
And,
great.
And he's in another movie that I'm doing. So you have this movie called The Shipment, and
Yeah.
it came out in 2021 or 22, and that was your first kind of big deal.
That was my first one, and I was very lucky to get that. Lee Majors, which very rarely happens, he was the one who extended the olive branch to me, gave me, just like what you just said, contact this agent, producer or director. Lee said, listen, I got an up and coming guy in Houston, and I didn't know him well. My wife knew him years ago. We had a dinner party here at the house here in California, in LA, where I'm based now. And, I usually sing at a dinner party, I have a piano player and I sing a few songs. And Lee said, well, what are you doing? And I had just, luck and preparation. I had just finished getting my pictures, taking acting classes for about 2-3 years that I really wanted to try this. It was just another stepping stone because I'm in the unions and all that from commercials. And Lee said, listen, I got an up and coming guy in Houston, this guy, Sean, Welling. And, maybe you'll get your feet wet. You'll get your first one. You'll say one line, you'll play a DEA agent, something like that. I contacted the creative director. He sent me the script. I read it. He says, I want you to read for Pelon, who's like one of the supporting leads. And I said, wow, great. So I had to learn Puto Severo. I had to speak Spanish and sound more Colombian. And Robert Lasardo, who was spectacular, phenomenal, made me feel so comfortable. He was my sort of drug worker, a guy that did all the stuff for me. And so I was very fortunate to be, my first one. I got Tom Sizemore, I got Robert Lasardo, and it was just amazing. I got to kill. I had a wife. It was just like, if this is the way movies are supposed to be done, I said, I'm in. And then, then the pandemic and the strike.
Not.
Yeah, they're not all
They're
like
not
that.
all
which
like
you
that.
probably
No,
seen
I
since
know.
then.
That's the whole thing. Everybody kept saying, God, how do you, I've been waiting 5-10 years to get a movie. They go, and I go, you know what? Sometimes things happen. But the interesting thing is then I was off and running. I had a manager, and I was supposed to do a gangster series with like guys like Pussy from The Sopranos, the guys that you mentioned. Johnny, the guy from The Godfather, Johnny Russo.
Yeah, we know him. He's been on our show.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 guys, and then the whole thing went.
That happens a lot. I've had
I know.
one movie financed twice. One time, the second time I had it financed, really, we pulled the plug the night before shooting.
Yeah.
And I had like big people like Martin Sheen. I had like really big people like attached to it and stuff. It just fucked me all up. But
Martin Sheen, do you know my connection with Martin Sheen, or did you
No.
even look into that?
Oh no, I
Okay.
have no idea.
All right.
What's
so
your
we'll forget-
connection to Martin Sheen? I just love Martin Sheen.
Okay. So Martin Sheen, we used to be, we were family. We were very close because his son Charlie happened to marry my stepdaughter. So I have 2 grandchildren with them.
Oh, I didn't even know that. So like
I see
there you
that.
go. Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
know that. That's cool though. But I'm just a big Martin Sheen fan. And
love Martin. Yeah.
oh, that's
I
good for
haven't seen-
you. You've had a really cool life. So I know a lot more about your music.
Right.
Because I did a lot of research for it. But first of all, I should say, so you do jingles, and you've done in thousands of commercials. Coca-Cola, U.S. Army, Miller Beer, Snickers, Gatorade,
Oh, yeah.
Folgers Coffee, like a whole bunch of big things. So you're
Yeah.
actually like kind of like a big deal. And you've written songs for George Benton. You sang on records, but Michael Bolton's one of my all-time favorites. So Michael Bolton and Cher. You have all
Yeah.
these like things. You toured and shared the stage with Santana, Carly Simon, Asia
Yeah.
Foreigner, Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
And
We did 3 months with Pat Benatar. That was one of our.
I fucking
whatever
love Pat
happened? Whatever
Benatar.
happened to her?
She's touring now. She just came.
Yeah, she's
just
out.
here.
She's
She's
still
out. I
Yeah,
love
she's still-
Pat Benatar. Hell is for Children. Hit me with the
Oh,
best shot.
my
Great
gosh,
shit.
she
Stay
was
with
great.
your best shot.
Yeah, she's fucking great.
Yes. That
So-
was
Fire
Canadian.
away.
So the other
Yeah.
thing that's really cool though, and I guess this is maybe your how people originally got to know you really well, is you sang Out on the Edge from The Heavenly Kid. It's a
Yes.
fucking great movie. It's a cult movie.
Yes.
Jason Gedrick, I have met many times. Mark Metcalf, Richard Mulligan, Lewis Smith, Jane Kasmarek. I don't know how you pronounce her name. So it's a fucking great song, and you have a traditional, like what you expect a rock star from the '80s to sound like. Like I think of like John Parr from St. Elmo's Fire. Like all the greatest songs, movie songs are from the '80s.
Can we play his music?
Yeah, we're gonna play a song. I even also have the trailer
Oh.
for The Shipment, but I
You
have
guys are
I have
sweet.
Heavenly Kid, Out on the Edge. I don't think we'll get pulled for it. But then you did another song too. It's called "Did You Ever Walk Away from Someone Crying?" What
Yes.
like the greatest ballad, beautiful song ever.
Oh, thank you.
2 weeks ago we had, which also has one of the greatest ballads ever. We had Holly Johnson from Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And we played one of his ballads, but I think we'll play the Heavenly Kid thing real quick, just because we've got you on, and then we can come back and talk more about it because we've got plenty of time. So how about you introduce it? Hey, Juan, we're gonna play the one that says Heavenly Kid Out on the Edge. You introduce it for us, and then we'll play it real quick.
Hey, everybody, listen, I'm so fortunate. We're going to play the Heavenly Kid, and it's called Out on the Edge.
It's got such a great.
I'm heading for some place that ain't in a dream. I'm heading where no mortal man's ever been. And you may never see my face again. The eyes of a fool and a heart full of fire. climbing a mountain that keeps getting higher. I'm playing a game where no one's supposed to win. On my way, where I want to be, got to stay out on the edge, out on the edge. I'm betting it all on the roll of the dice. Got nothing to lose but the rest of my life. I'm chasing the dragon and I'm gonna ride him down. Harder I run and the faster I go, in the faces I've never seen here before. I know this is it, it's too late to turn back now. On my way, where I want to be, got to stay out on the edge, out on the On my way, where I want to be, got to stay out on the edge. I'm getting closer. Can feel it.
Jordy. His name is
I freaking love it. I like it so much. So I want to tell you something. So this is we are one of the oldest podcasts that there is in existence. There didn't have such a thing called. We're 18 years old, so there was no thing called a podcast when we started. And when I started the show originally, I didn't know Ron yet, but when I started the show originally, it was to basically interview all the people from the 80s, because I'm an 80s kid that I love from the 80s. Like our first big musical guest was Expose. I don't know if you know who they are, but
Of course, yeah, they were great.
And then we had Dreamweaver Gary Wright was one of our next big ones. And then we did I like horror movies, so we would bring on all the horror movie stars from the 80s, Freddy Krueger and Pinhead and all those people. And so that's how I basically started the show. Right. And so I love the 80s music. Who are some of your like musical influences, that got you going to do this in the first place?
Well, I mean, Queen. I mean, obviously the Beatles. It starts way back then. It's funny that music was introduced to me because I have an older, two older siblings. My brother's 10 years older than me. I'm I'll be 71 in 2 weeks, next
Oh, wow.
week.
Happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. 21st. And then my sister is 77. She's 70. So I grew up listening to their music, and they were listening to like the doo-wop stuff and the Platters and, all those
Yeah,
things back
great
in those
music.
days. Yeah, it was phenomenal music. And I would listen to this stuff. And I guess it just, was in me. And then, the Beatles, I mean, Queen, Journey, I loved freaking,
Love Journey.
Steve Perry was like,
Love. I saw him twice when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Journey and Loverboy.
Loverboy, Foreigner. I mean, that was my music, listening to all that stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, it was just very fortunate. You mentioned Pat Benatar, it's a great story. Not to, pivot, but I used to showcase in New York City, when I was getting started and stuff. I mean, first I started in the Catskills and I was singing, fly me to the moon. And I was crooning and singing, singing rock, and I'll get to how it started if we have time. But eventually I said, you know what? All of a sudden these people are, doing records. I got to write my own music. I got to do all this stuff. I showcased in New York City, and Pat Benatar used to come in with red hair. And she was singing at this place called Alan Dix and Catch a Rising Star. I was doing Alan Dix, and we were regulars. We'd come in, they, put us up. And I think I was singing, I got the music in me. I got the music in me, whatever, just, getting up. And then all of a sudden, what she's singing like classical and this and Broadway. All of a sudden, one day I see her on an MTV. Obviously MTV was very instrumental. I see her jet black hair, leather, singing, Heartbreaker, Dream Maker. And I go, what? And I go, so she inspired me to go and find whatever. And this was all done through newspapers, believe it or not. I think I've said that, in other articles. There was 2 newspapers called Backstage and Show Business.
Yeah.
That's how I found, a bunch of those things. People said, how do you get started? I was asking people, and they said, well, show business backstage. So I did talent contests, this and that in Brooklyn. And then, eventually the Catskills City, agents, this and that. So I see Pat Benatar. So she inspired me. And then we went to the drawing board. I found these 2 Jewish kids in Long Island, the Gold Brothers. And eventually we had a band called Preview, and we were signed to Geffen and all that.
It was a good band. It was a good band.
It was a great band. And we had 5 labels bidding on us. I mean, we had Sony, Chrysalis. We had, it was
You went with Geffen, right? You went with Geffen.
We went with Geffen because, he was the, the guy of gold back then, and they got us, well, John Kolodna, who was a big instrumental guy, with music, was the one that actually brought us to him. So we figured we were being walked in. They got us Keith Olsen, and we had other choices, but it is what it is. But not to get involved. And then eventually, I'm opening up for Pat Benatar. So that was the sort of the story that I was trying to
actually though at Preview though, you guys had one song that I actually knew called All Night.
That was the single. That was the single.
So it was a great song. It's a really, really good song.
They didn't promote us. That was really the whole thing. We had no video. We knew we were dead in the water when they said, we're not going to do a video right now. And, our manager, wasn't the heavyweight, but, we had Doc McGee for a second, and then Doc, was busy doing his, Bon Jovi stuff and all that. We had some other guy that was interested, but, the guy who we had was great as far as a friend and all that. We just didn't have the, the power to, to get the video done or have the money to do it ourselves. I mean, shit, if I had that money back then, I would have, paid for it. But, that's the way it is. And then they just put us out on the road, I think, just to like get rid of us, so, they didn't hear from,
So how did you go from that to doing like, all the different like jingle stuff? I mean, I guess you got a great voice. So like,
well, thank you. That's how it happened. Once they put us on the road, the tour ended. We opened up for Asia for a while. We opened up for, for Pat Benatar, some of the other groups, Van Halen, this and that, which was phenomenal. And people loved us. I mean, the few people that were in the audience before, they loved us. It was great. But anyway, that's not, neither here nor there. So I went back to New York City after that, and my manager, who at the time, with us, knew somebody who wrote the jingles, a guy named Chris Palmieri. And so that was sort of the in. He worked at a production office called Crushing Music. So back then they had several production outfits, offices that would write the jingles, and everybody would vie for the commercial. Two of the guys, the brothers, you might have heard of them, the Alessi brothers, Bobby
Yes.
and Billy. In fact, they just celebrated their birthday. Happy birthday to these guys. We keep in touch through Facebook and whatnot. So they gave me my first baby. So I worked at Crushing for about a year doing demos, getting paid some money here and there for the demo. And then eventually I got a call from the Alessi boys one night and said, I'm going to give you my first baby. And, your first baby. It was called Soft and Dry Deodorant. So
Deodorant.
totally different voice. It's
I
like,
never
"You
even
wanna-"
heard of that. I
Yeah,
never
yeah,
even
it's
heard
like-
of soft and dry deodorant. Have you ever heard of it?
Soft and dry.
Yeah. Well, back then it was like, you want to be a model. It's a nervous time for you. You're feeling so tense, but frame after frame, your style is coming through. Soft and dry will help
And
hide.
he remembers them
when
all.
Oh, I remember them all. So that was my first one, and they played it like unbelievable. All the soap operas, everything, all that. So it was played like, I think it was just crazy. And that was my first beginning. So then all of a sudden, like anything else, just like I guess in the movie business or anything else, who is that guy? Get me that guy. Get me John Fiore. And then the next thing I knew is I was working for the next 15, 20 years. So
I know, love it. So then how did you decide in 2020, how did you decide, okay, like I'm a singer, I've done all this like great shit. How did you actually say, hey, I'm going to be an actor? I know how you got into the Shipment because you told us what Lee Major things, but you've done a bunch of things, not a bunch, you've done several things since then.
Yeah. No, I've done several things. You know what it was? It's something I've always wanted to do. Like even when I was doing, commercials back then, I was involved in some off-Broadway shows called Leader of the Pack that started at the Bottom Line. I'm sure the Bottom Line was a fabulous venue for music back in the days down in the East Village. So I auditioned for that. Who else auditioned for that? Mark Cohn. Remember Mark Cohn?
Yeah.
His big
Walking
hits,
in Memphis.
Mark was a jingle singer before he went there. He was doing that. That's where I met Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton was doing jingles before
So Michael Bolton has been my favorite singer for 40 years, probably. I even have his first record where his name was Michael Bulletin, not Bolton. And he's a great singer. Love him to death. I've seen him in concert twice. He's got that, he's got a different kind of voice, like you. It's not like that, like everybody else's. That's why I like him so much, is because they don't sound like everybody else.
Fabulous singer. Nice guy too, and everything. Yeah. He's the one that brought me in to sing on his albums because we were doing commercials together, and I was always known to hit the high notes. So I'll never forget. He brings me in the studio one day. He's working with Desmond Childs on that soap opera.
We've had Desmond Child on the show.
Yeah,
Desmond Child he wrote the greatest. For me, it's the greatest ballad of all time. It's called "The Story of My Life." It's a Desmond Child ballad. It was a big get for me to get him on the show just because I liked him. So I don't even know if other people know him, but everybody in music knows who he is. Because he's such a big deal.
Such a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So he actually has a house here because we live in Palm Springs. He has a house here.
Oh, great. You guys are in Palm Springs. Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we're not
very
too
hot.
far.
It's not cool. It's very hot.
116.
That's right. Today's the hottest day in our
It's like so fucking hot you can't even believe it.
Well, I'm going to venture out into it later. I'm supposed to go hit some tennis balls with a friend, so we'll see. We'll see how hot it is, but I'm sure it's hot. Anyway, so I'll never forget. Michael brings me in and he plays me this song. All of a sudden I hear, "How can we be lovers if?" And I go, "What? This is a smash. This sounds amazing." And I was fortunate enough to sing, backgrounds on that, and then he put me on a couple more, and then he produced a song for Cher called "You Wouldn't Know Love" on.
Yeah, I know that. I have all Cher's albums. I
Yeah.
have all her old albums. I don't really like Cher dance music, but I like all the
Yeah.
old Cher.
Oh, the old
stuff
stuff
that
is
she did.
phenomenal.
I
Yeah,
like
so-
all the old stuff from everybody, just because like I'm like an '80s person, and I
Yeah.
listen to everything, but I'm stuck in the '80s.
Yeah, yeah.
So, wait, are you a good tennis player?
Not bad. I mean, I'm getting, older, so it's, little, things change, aches and pains, but I still play. Yeah.
Do you play
Yes.
pickleball too?
I do. It's not my, go-to, but I do play. Yeah.
I was
I have lots of
huge-
friends.
I was a big tennis player, and now I've got a bum knee. I've had 4 knee replacements, so now I can't play. But I competed all the way through until I was about 30. I played like
wow.
USTA tournaments all over, and I was like top
Yeah.
25 in Florida, which was good because Florida's a big state. So
I
it
saw
was
that.
fun.
You are from Florida. You're from
Yes.
Miami, right? Yeah.
I was born in Miami, and I grew up in West Palm Beach, and I went to high school in Jacksonville, college in Gainesville, and then I moved back to Fort Lauderdale, and then I met him in Boca because he lived in
Oh.
Boca.
We're all in that same
yeah.
circle
Met
because
him.
Yes, I met him,
I
my
met
gorgeous
him.
husband. I met my gorgeous husband in
I'm a
Boca,
him.
and then we moved
Boca.
to
Him
Pennsylvania.
has a name.
Him, Ron, and so we moved to Pennsylvania then, and we lived in
Nice.
Pennsylvania for 5 years, and we've been here for about 7 years.
That's
I think.
great.
8 years.
That's
8 years.
Too
So we
many.
have
Too
similar.
many.
We have similar, locations because I had a place in Boca in 1986 when I lived in Manhattan, and I would go down near a place called Boca Point.
Oh yeah,
Remember
we
that
know
place?
very well.
I know Boca Point.
Yeah, so I would go
We're
down
actually
on
looking at
weekends.
real estate in Boca again now to get out of the heat in Palm Springs and go back to Florida. We came out here so I could make a name for myself, but now I've made a name for myself and I can be anywhere.
You could be anywhere these days now. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we're probably going back there soon. At least we're trying to. So
Okay.
here's a question I like to ask everybody, and yours will be like a twofold one, even though you've already done a lot musically. Let's say in movies, okay? Because I also wrote down, I don't know what monstrous Interview with the Killer and a TV series, Purple Case, and you got Surviving the Cartel, which is
Right.
out now, actually, the season 1. So if you could be in any film that's ever been made, what film would you have liked to have been in? And the second part of the question is if you could act with any actor and actress, give me a name of an actor and actress. They could be living or dead because it's just kind of like a
Sure.
fun thing.
I
Who-
mean-
who would you pick?
Probably one of my favorite movies is The Godfather. I mean, I just love The Godfather. 1 and 2 is just incredible. The actors and the actresses, Pacino, you name them, James Caan, De Niro, any of those 3 are just, spectacular. As far as females, it's like Meryl Streep. I should, for some reason,
Everybody picks Meryl Streep.
I know. It's interesting. There's a girl, you know what? I could plug her. Megan Lawless. She's a new girl.
Great. She's
And
great.
the reason why I'm plugging her is because she was working at my tennis club here down in, here in Beverly Hills. It's called the Beverly Hills Tennis Club. It's a small club. And she's been working there. She's been an actress for about 10 years. She knew all these people in this movie called Obsession. The new
It's like
big thing.
so I'm a big horror movie buff, so everybody
Yeah.
knows Obsession, and I'm trying to do the same thing. I have a film I'm working on right now that I want to be like that.
Well, I saw your Mothman and all that. Is that the name of it? Mothman?
Yeah, but that's all AI. It might
I
have
know.
to be real.
It's all AI. It's crazy. It looks great.
I have two AI series, and I have but I have like 9 real films that I'm like working on, and one of them is called The Legend of Bunny Man, and I think it's going to be a big deal. But Obsession is a big deal, and she was in it, and I read all these articles how she was like she did the movie. I guess the movie didn't come out for like a year and a half, so she couldn't get any work, and it was difficult. And now it's like the biggest movie
And
ever.
now she's got a brand, just the way it's supposed to be, you wait for your time and it happens. I mean, I applaud her. It's great. I don't even know if she's going to still be working there, but who knows,
Probably
but I'd
won't,
always
but
ask her,
good
I
for
say,
her.
so do you have any auditions? Megan, are you good? Yeah, I just did a couple, blah, blah, blah. But it's great. It shows you that if you can create relationships with people, just as people, just as being around, because all these people that you worked with, I think they all knew each other from the story I heard, and they were
I
all
think it broke
up
400.
and
It broke $400 million, and they made it for 750,000. And now
Yeah.
Curry Barker, the guy who did the film, he's got, I think he got offered 15 million for his next film.
I'm sure of it,
And they say she's so I have not seen the film, but
I haven't
but
seen it either.
I've
I
read
haven't
all
seen
about it, but they say she's now, because of that film, she will be the next big thing.
it. See,
So our favorite actress.
Yes.
So I don't know if you ever. So Downton Abbey is a great show, but there's the lady who plays Lady Mary. Her name is Michelle Dockery.
The best. Betty
And she-
Davis of today.
And she was in the Marky Mark movie where they're in the airplane, and he's the bad guy with Topher Grace, and the whole movie takes place in the little teeny airplane. It's the greatest movie. It's so good. I forgot
Yeah,
the
but
name of it.
She goes beyond that. I've seen her play every character possibly that a woman can play.
Right.
She did a TV series.
Brilliant,
She did a TV
brilliant.
series called Good Behavior. It was on TNT. They did 2 seasons where she's like, you're not used to seeing her in anything because she plays this prim and proper lady on Downton Abbey. And in this one, she's like a hooker,
No, but
thief.
she's
She
very
steals
much-
from everybody and kills people and all kinds of shit. And it was amazing. Drug
She's
addict.
Betty Davis of today because she plays the good girl. She plays the bad girl, but she does it beautifully.
Right.
Everything she does is real. She's a brilliant, brilliant actress. She's going to be the great next Meryl Streep.
Yeah, she's fabulous. You should check her
she's
out.
fabulous.
But it's funny though, because I didn't know who Megan Lawless was. Like as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's the Obsession girl. And there's another movie, Backrooms, that also is
Right.
really
Those
good.
are the 2 movies. I know those are the 2 that came out of the indie, the indie, or
Guys with the YouTube channel. The guy had a YouTube
Right.
channel, and he
Right.
made horror shorts and stuff. Good for him though. You know what? We need
Yes.
new things. It's brand new. People are doing something new. They're not regurgitating. I mean, I just read they're going to redo, Nightmare on Elm Street again. It's been redone like
Right.
a zillion times. Let's do
I
something
know.
new.
It's crazy. Do something new, and all these super movies. I mean, it's like it's the same. Movie
Tired
over
already.
And over and over.
No,
again.
Hollywood was given the word to hire a certain ethnic group of writers and no one
Right.
else.
Mhm.
And that's why we have the garbage we have today.
Yeah.
Because it's all political, opinionated, and
Right.
the stories are not good anymore. It's all
Mhm.
slash, kill, blood, loud car chases.
Right.
It's stupidity. People
Yeah.
don't want to sit down and watch Gone with the Wind or A Wonderful Rebecca or something like that. The
Right.
great-
Beautiful.
I was
Beautiful.
going to say he wouldn't know what they are, but he does know what they are.
No, that was
Yeah.
one of my first dates.
17 was-
Gone with the Wind. That was one of my first dates in Staten Island. I remember.
Oh my
I think
God,
I-
that's a long movie to have to sit through to try to
Yes,
get
I
somewhere.
know. It's like I was nervous. I was doing, do I, try and touch your hand or, one of these.
Yeah, what do you do? How do you do it when in the day? What's the movie we just? We watched High Society the other night. It's a really good Bing Crosby.
Another great one. Isn't that
Great
Fre-
one.
Grace Kelly.
Fred Astaire? Grace? Oh
Yeah.
no, Grace Kelly. Yeah, yeah.
Grace Kelly. Yeah, Grace
I loved
Kelly.
all
Frank
those
Sinatra.
movies. The old time actors that kept Broadway. I mean, I love Broadway. I was just fortunate enough to do a piece from Moulin Rouge about. It was May 30th. I'm involved in this charity event here called Share. It's one of the oldest, SHARE, and it was started by a lot of the wives of like the Johnny Carsons, the actors, the comedians, Buddy Hackett, all these people that were back here in because I'm in Truesdale, so a lot of these guys lived up in this area, those old time houses, and so my wife got involved with them years ago, and I did a small show for them 2 years ago. They didn't do it last year because of the fires, but 2 years ago I did like a small show, like 20, 25 minutes. They had a couple other performers, and it was fun. This year they asked me to do their theme was Moulin Rouge, and so yeah.
Which one?
So I did a
Wait,
piece.
wait.
Which Moulin Rouge
which
he's
Moulin
asking? Like
Rouge
the
are we
old
talking
version
about?
or the Nicole Kidman
Wait.
version?
Oh, well, mine is based on the Broadway version.
Okay.
who?
The Broadway version.
The Broadway, but the piece, I'm sure the piece is the same on the movie. I just don't recollect. But when I pulled up,
One was about
Well, actually, we're going to run
Toulouse-
out of time. We're going to run out of
One
time.
was
Oh,
about
okay.
Toulouse-Lautrec.
So this was the anyway, long story short, when I saw it on Broadway in November, Wayne Brady opened he was there opening night with Taye Diggs. And so I got lucky enough to see it. They hired Wayne to be the MC for the show that I did on May 30th. So I got to sing this Roxanne, it's a tango piece. And, I got to do some tango with there was a few ladies, and basically I'm singing out my heart to them, and it was so cool. I really had such a great time. So I love theater. I mean, if I had the opportunity,
I gotta stop you because we're actually out of time. You guys, this is John Fior. Follow him on Instagram at John Fior55. Congratulations on a great career. Thanks so much for coming on the show. I really love your music. I downloaded a bunch of it, and we want to thank you for coming on. And we're gonna play. Did you ever walk away from someone crying? Probably on next week's show, just because we didn't. So thank you so much, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. There will never be another you, too. Check that one out.
There you go. All right, we will. All right,
you guys. Love you.
Thanks,
guys.
everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Jimmy,
This is MC Alfred.
and Ozzy.
I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Where every man them are thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
British, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.